Hello and welcome back to the Will I Like It podcast. I think I'm on episode 18 by now. So I've got some returning guests today. We've got Duane on the end there from
Hello.
episode 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's on with Jen. We've got some other bloke with long hair.
Some bloke with long hair. Any reenactor, really.
Andy Stevens from the ATC from episode something 10, maybe?
Something like that.
I don't know. We drank lots of booze.
We did, a
Yes.
few.
And we've got Steve, who featured in another episode but wasn't in it, but he got mentioned.
I get around.
And for some reason he's volunteered for this one. So today we're going to go through some of the bonus questions from my Patreon, and we're going to eat and drink some of the food that people have said is the worst thing ever. Now these are strange. Some of these are actually good. I don't know why they were chosen. We're not going to judge anybody. We're just going to go through them. Hopefully no one will be sick. And yeah, so we're going to start on the end with Duane. Before we do anything else, I want to know what's the worst thing you've ever eaten.
Well, it's not technically something that I ate, something more that I kind of drunk. It's kind of in between. Long story short, I was out in Moscow. I decided that being half cut, I was going to down what I thought was a nice cold glass of milk. It turned out to be unpasteurized yak's milk. It's got the same consistency as Yakult. It's sour and slightly sweet. Not exactly what you wanted after a night full of vodka and beer.
How far down did you get down the glass?
I actually finished the pint.
Down in one.
Because everybody was watching me.
There's no one watching tonight, so you'll be fine.
No pressure at all. No.
What is
Nobody
crazy
watches.
British man doing with yak milk?
Well, I don't have yak milk today, but maybe next time. So
I'll drink
Andy,
yak milk. The worst thing I've ever eaten. I think it's a toss-up between fermented fish, which it just feels like being punched in the nose, and I don't particularly enjoy fish anyway.
any particular fish or
It might have been mackerel or something. It's one of the really nastier ones as well.
someone I think on Facebook mentioned to me a Norwegian fermented mackerel.
Oh.
They said it tasted like burnt tyres, I think, or smelled like burnt tyres.
It's a smell and taste experience. That's all I'm going to say. It's either that or locusts. I think it was locusts. Not particularly nasty tasting, kind of earthy. It's just it's the way the heads pop. Not good.
Wow, you're in luck tonight, Andy. Steve?
Well, I kind of eat everything, and if not, not saying they're the worst, but I think the worst food for me would have to be
Oysters.
not oysters. I actually quite like oysters. It's got to be truffle. Of all the upper class things to say I don't like, expensive shit in the ground. It's just disgusting. Looks disgusting. Oil's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Pigs like it.
Pigs like it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, so first off, should I actually reveal my worst thing, or should
Yeah,
I?
Yeah, I
please
think
do.
you should.
Your turn.
I've been thinking about this all week, because believe it or not, up until this week, I hadn't considered my answer. And I think it's between two, really. So skunked beer, a beer that's gone off, is the only thing I would say I've probably ever physically gone and out the mouth straight away. There's other things I don't like. Oysters.
Ooh.
There's other things I think I probably won't like that are coming. You got some surprises. But yeah, I think probably skunked beer or a bad cup of tea. Some people make bad tea.
Oh, you've been around my sister's house.
I take it she's watching.
I hope so.
You've been waiting years to reveal that.
Constructive feedback is coming.
All right, yeah, so the first thing, so these aren't in any order. I think we'll eat each thing and then we'll cut you guys into a clip so you can see who actually said it, because not many people will have seen it because it's on Patreon. So I won't reveal who suggested them. And we're not going to judge anyone here. I don't want anyone to get upset. And if you don't want to eat it, don't. There's no macho-ness here, right? It's just for fun. So
Wuss.
Well, 100% this match should have seen.
Right, so on first, I'm actually going to pass.
Oh, well, fine, no,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Do a rule where you get one pass or something.
So
you know?
these are, well, we were going. Oh, that's the other thing that Steve and we were talking about on the way here. Is do we have a rule where you have to chew it at least 3 times before you swallow it?
Oh, don't do this to me.
At least taste it.
I'm not straight in.
Not yet. I don't know.
Ready?
You all good?
No.
Cheers, guys.
Skull.
Salty.
Right. Oh.
Not as bad as I thought. I chewed it 3 times, man. There was 3. You can watch that back.
I think I've overchewed it and now I can't swallow.
Stop chewing. Stop chewing. Salty.
Very salty.
That's what she said.
We could. Do you know what it is though? Is because it's got the fermented garlic in there as well, which we salt as well as the sea salt. It might be a little bit over salted.
You may have just
Not as
saved
bad
me.
as I remember. I still haven't
No.
swallowed.
No, I enjoyed that. I could definitely eat them more.
All right. So shall we
100%.
reveal
Yes.
to you guys? So we're gonna. I'll cut this in for people so you can. Yes. You hit play. With Rebecca Noden from Noden's Coffee. What is the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Was probably oysters. I had them
I get
recently. Last year, I tried them for the first time, and I was in a restaurant, and I thought, I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna try something new,
Yeah.
and it was so horrible. But because you're in a restaurant, you just have to swallow it.
Is it that they're down in one?
Yeah,
See, I'd be like.
it was so hard. It was not good. But my husband Steve, who, as we discussed, eats everything, just ate the whole plate. He loved them, so it was okay. But anything that's got that kind of jelly texture, I can't eat jelly. I can't eat trifle. Which is a shame because, I mean, jelly doesn't have a great flavour, but I feel like I am missing out on a category of food that,
Jelly
due
deals.
to texture, yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other jelly things now.
Great.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing.
Yep.
Between a cheap oyster and a half decent one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, these were a lot better than the ones that we had in Italy. So that's something.
Morrison's finest, I'll have you know.
Is that on camera? Have you got? That's...
Great for oyster.
Wow, better than Italy.
Better than
That's a good review.
Better than Italy. Schmeggerly. Schmenning.
I think in my book I actually put fennel and parsley on there as well, but kept it simple tonight.
Go really well with beef and stout too. Put them in a pie.
What, oyster?
Yeah.
I did the Oster halafas, the oyster loaf, and that's got minced beef in it as well as the oysters. The same kind of idea. And that's fine, I can eat them like that. It was when they're straight out of the thing that I'm always a bit, but yeah, okay. Progress today.
Well done. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I'd
You
like
like it? You
I
like
like
it?
it.
Right, I'm going to move into some of the hot foods. Now, some of these are the worst foods, but because they're hot, I'm thinking they'll be better whilst they're
earlier
hot.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Get them with a heart.
Cold and sludgy.
You want fries with that?
So,
Well,
Fuck is
gotta
that?
pass it down.
All right,
Get it
let's
on a spoon.
get a
get
spoonful.
some on a spoon.
He's gagging for it. Come on. Get in there. Go on.
Any guesses what it is yet?
Brains.
Nope. Brains are actually really hard to get.
Well, yeah.
Not many of those around.
I
Tripe
technically have
maybe.
We got a winner.
Oh no.
Tripe.
Tripe. This isn't from one of the episodes. Someone on Facebook, I think, or possibly Instagram mentioned it. I can't remember. I think it's Romanian tripe soup.
Okay.
Cubora de Berta is what it's called. But the way I've done it is, other than the orange carrots, this is technically authentic. So wait for Eat Like a Viking Volume 3 when there will be...
Some tripe.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to grab a bit of tripe.
I'm going in
What have we
for
got? We've got... They're quite big spoonfuls, aren't they?
It actually smells like an omelette.
It looks like scrambled egg as well.
Like, there are eggs in there. Have you got eggs, Sandy?
All right, fair enough.
Oh,
That's,
okay. That's probably where I'm getting the omelette.
Do you want me to...
Oh, there's some of the tripe.
Look, who wants a big bit of tripe? Come on.
No, come on.
I'm good with my little bit of tripe.
Actually, that's
you know?
tripe there. You've
That's tripe.
definitely,
I've
you've
definitely got
got
tripe.
Can you
No.
pass
I've
it
got
back
the
down
tripe
here?
Yeah, you need.
You want more
He's
tripe?
had more. You need more.
Pass it.
see.
Pass it.
I
Pass it.
honestly think I made a bad version of this because it's split, because it's got cream and eggs in at the end, and I split it somehow. But then I figured it's supposed to be the worst. He's already
Straight
going.
in there. And he's going for more.
He's finishing the bowl off.
I guess
Wow.
we need to.
Well, yeah, catch up.
That's good.
Right, rubbery. Oh no! Oh,
I'm not a fan of the texture, but it doesn't taste bad at all.
That's nice.
Quite nice.
I like it.
you remember I was
Not-
saying about jelly texture?
It's not as good as some of the stuff I've had before,
might
but
have to
it
split
is
this.
something that I would definitely eat again.
No, just swallow, man. Just
I think I've done.
Shit.
put your fingers over his nose.
He's like trying to finish a school. This is horrible.
It's actually really nice. I like it.
No, I like it.
I like it.
Flavour's fine. Again, it's like I said with the oysters, texture for me. I can't even chew it. That rubberiness is like.
Was that the one you prepared earlier, or the one you were just cooking in there?
I prepared it this afternoon and reheated it.
Oh, I see. Reheated tripe.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
fine.
It's lovely.
Based on our conversation earlier, I figured you wouldn't mind it actually.
Take it home to Jen.
Yeah.
No.
I don't want your dinner, Jen.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Eat this tripe.
When you get a bit of fat on a bit of pork that's like
Yeah.
not crispy.
Yeah, it's just kind of
That's why I don't like
Right.
it. I'm getting there.
I'm not going
I'm
to
going
eat
to
it
swallow.
all, otherwise I won't have room for.
Well, I'll have a bite and then I'll.
Right, I swallowed. I did it.
well done.
Wait, well done.
I like it.
I'm a brave boy. Oh yeah, so that one I don't have a video for. As I say, that was someone on Facebook mentioned it, and it was I was in the butcher and I went, "Don't suppose you got any tripe?" Because to be honest, some of these are a bit too easy, so I thought we'd add the
Did the
tripe
butcher
to it.
then ask if you were, 80 years old or something?
He said, "Let me check the freezers out the back."
Get the scrapings off the floor,
Flavour of that's all right though.
No, it's good.
Not bad. Does taste a bit eggy.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting more egg than I was tripe, but it's still good. I'll definitely sit down and eat a bowl of that.
It's a good chase with a pumpkin beer.
So yeah, so Andy, when you were on before, you went through most of the homebrews, I think, from me like a halfling, but I didn't have this one at the time. So this is the pumpkin ale.
Possibly
Or
my
beer.
favourite one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or re-ranking them now.
that's it. Got to redo the whole video now, man.
All right, where should we go next? Oh, let's go for that one. Oh, this will be fun. Says no one ever. Everyone's still got spoon.
Yep.
We're good. So, I'll tell you what. Before I pass it down,
Yeah, take a spoon, pass it down.
now the person who told me about this also told me not to do it.
Oh,
Is that a fair amount? Do I need to do more?
Take as much as you're comfortable with. That's what she said.
Excuse me.
I didn't say anything.
got the beer on standby.
Well,
that is-
Do you want to know what it is before we start?
Nope.
Or are we just going for it?
No, that's just
I don't want
good.
to know. I just want to eat it.
I reckon flavour-wise, it's going to be all right. It's the idea of it, actually. Which means I probably should tell you.
Quite tomato-y.
It's got tomatoes in it.
Yep.
Definitely. Cheese, maybe.
You hope.
Hope that's cheese.
Go on then, let's go.
Skull.
There's one step missing from this, from what the original person said. Is that I didn't burn it. We didn't burn him.
Well, that's not nice.
But it's not terrible at all.
It's student food.
Yeah. It's a.
I could explain to you what it is. I'll let the actual person, because there's like a backstory to this one. With my guest from episode 10, Wild Cat. And what's the worst food that you've ever eaten?
Oh, the worst food. Well, I'm one of these people that will try anything, and because of my expeditions, I have tried all sorts. Actually, yeah, there is a worse food. So I was on, I think it was one of my Amazon expeditions, and there were these lovely guys, these two guys from Germany, and they were on cooking duty. And a bunch of my expeditions, generally breakfast is porridge.
Yeah.
I never used to be a porridge fan. Burnt porridge, especially, is pretty horrific. But these guys decided to liven up the porridge by making salsa porridge, which was exactly that, porridge with salsa, quite a spicy hot salsa mixed in. And funnily enough, they never got on cooking duty again, which was a fantastic gameplay because you had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning when you were doing cooking duty.
So they probably did it on purpose.
I don't know. There's a question mark to this day, but yeah, even thinking about it now, and I've got a hardy stomach. No, I'm good.
So it's salsa
with porridge.
in porridge.
I honestly thought there was going to be some really heinous ingredient in there.
I was trying to be
one
malicious.
other thing in there was the pickle juice from Gherkins, was because I messaged her today,
Yeah.
and she said there was some. She thinks, I don't know if she said for sure. I think she
Have you ever
thinks
done?
there was.
You ever done a pickleback? Like shot of whiskey and then a shot of pickle juice.
It's just like a cheeseburger.
I like it. Yeah, it's like a
Like a cheeseburger.
spicy cheeseburger. I like it. So
I mean, if you go for a run and then have your pickle juice afterwards, it really does taste different.
Kat, your German friends can cook salsa porridge for me for breakfast. That'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, that tastes fine to me. Yeah.
Well, that's the other difficulty with what we're doing here is that
So
obviously
far, 3 for 3. They're not really that bad.
so I've had to recreate them though, so we don't know the exact porridge and whether the one that she had was worse.
Yeah, this is
than
true.
Yeah.
You got to make it for us sometime.
Might change your
This
mind.
is So
Bring
it's
around.
the difficult thing is when you're cooking and you're in the kitchen. It's really hard to make bad food because you go, oh, I'll add a bit of seasoning. Wait, should I add seasoning to this because it's meant to be bad? So it's
What would you do if one of the people had said it was something from your book?
laughed. There are oysters and mussels in my book.
That is true, but if they specifically named something you cooked on a course or something, you know.
This.
That one time I had salt dough venison.
Is this where you
Says
reveal
no
it?
one ever.
No one can hate the salt dough venison, man.
No.
Well, now you've said it, you're not getting any tomorrow.
I'm not here tomorrow, sadly.
Oh, sadly. I've only got 6 haunches.
More for me.
Send Duane home with a packed lunch for me.
Oh, look, I've still got a bit of salsa on there. I don't think that was that bad.
Alright, that's
I
good.
say, don't want to judge Cat
Num num.
if you're watching
No.
Cat.
Not eating with your fingers.
But I don't know the exact porridge that was eaten, so
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt on that one.
And where did the Germans make it? In
You think
Brazil?
Yeah,
It's an expedition.
so I think about where you got.
they must have been carrying this stuff with them and just chucked it all in a pot. And
That'll do.
but see, so when I was making it, I was thinking, well, I'd make porridge with milk. I'm like, but you can't have milk in salsa. So I'll go water. But then I'm like, see, I'm already tweaking the recipe because did they use milk? Is that why it was so horrible?
I will make.
Do you want me to go and make it again?
I will make it with milk sometime. Just see what it's like.
Don't forget the pickle.
I will do that for you.
Right, so we've done that one and that one. Well, it's already out, so this one. You're going to struggle with this one, guys.
Whatever could it be?
No idea. I think it's pheasant. Some kind of lard bird, I reckon. Who the hell said this was their worst food?
You'll find out in a minute.
Really? It's just.
Right, well,
No, so
What have you done to it?
specifically,
What have you injected?
they did. They did mention chicken specifically. Well, we'll eat it first. Find out how bad it
Let's
is.
do it.
I don't want to taint your. Yeah, there's no surprises.
It's just chicken.
It's meat on a bone is the problem.
Really? Okay.
Meat on the bone. But chicken was actually mentioned, so that's why I went for the chicken. But
Fair enough.
anything on a bone.
Well, I guess I could see that. People might be a bit,
I'm struggling. I've got to say.
yeah, freaked out, I guess.
I think I can just
But-
about get through this one, guys.
He made this one up. It's not even on there. It's just so he could have something nice in between.
It's just to break it down. I'm actually quite hungry. All right, so
There's
hot
some
sauce
porridge
would go
there.
with
Oh yeah, I'm saving that for later.
Dunk your chicken in it.
That's for breakfast. You know when we did the booze one and we had to mix them all together at the end?
Yes. Do it. Do it. Do it. Salsery porridgey tripe with chicken and oysters.
I don't have any more oysters, but... Do you know what? There is another one that I might... We could wrap this into another one as well. Because I think one of the other ones goes well with this. Yeah. So, how are you feeling, guys?
My chicken.
Worst food ever?
No.
No, one of the best foods ever is chicken drumsticks.
Would you like to know who?
Yeah, go on then.
I'm back with the Rookery Meadery. What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
I have a sort of phobia is far too strong a word, but an issue with meat on the bone. I can eat meat off the bone if I have a moment to prepare. And it's something when I order food, I'm a little bit careful. So if it's a chicken thing, is it chicken leg or chicken breast? I need to check. So meat in the bone is something I have difficulty with.
I'm not the type of man to rock up to the KFC then.
No. Yeah, it was really great. It's actually the longest podcast that I've recorded to date, and I hardly said anything. Like, the man's a star. Like, his knowledge about mead and flavours and history. Good hour and a half. He was kind enough to send me some mead and stuff as well.
Some mead, you told me about that.
Literally sat down at home and he basically did like a taster session, one-on-one over Zoom. Great stuff. Really good mead as well.
If you ever want to send me some mead to do a taster session over Zoom, I'll also happily do this.
But yeah, that was the thing, and I think when you put people on the spot and they don't know the questions coming as well, whether that would then change the answer. If you go, actually, that's probably not. I don't know, but yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, so 4 for 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
Have to tell. I'm quite enjoying this.
Oh, good.
I feel there's a pitfall
1, 2,
coming.
3, 4, 5. We've got 6 left, and one of them's a drink. Has everyone got stuff in their cup at the moment?
Well, we do.
My actually cups over there.
Not anymore.
Thank you.
I'm not doing what he did.
No. This next one's kind of awkward.
Okay.
You've got one.
Do you have to drink it out of the boot?
Should we?
If you want.
That sounds awkward.
No, it's I know Andy at least knows about this one.
It's way.
You remember when I said I needed the toilet whilst I cooked the oysters? No, it's worse actually,
Tell you
guys.
what, Craig, you need to drink.
I know what this is and I know who it is
Right.
as well, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah. So we won't reveal, I guess, what it is until afterwards.
Yes.
But I do have some things to say about it, but I don't know. I won't give you loads. Because there's a reason why I won't give you loads. So,
Smells alright.
There's something wrong with your nose.
I couldn't say. Like,
3 bouts of COVID, probably.
honestly, don't know if this will make you sick, so make your own choice if you want to drink it or not.
It's the weekend, as long as I'm better in a
I've
couple of
sipped
days.
it before, I'm still here, but
Cheers, guys.
Skull.
Skull.
I'm literally going
Oh,
for
no, I know what you mean. Oof.
it. You do that whiny thing where you really get it like...
No, you can keep it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is...
No,
this,
that's not... Yeah.
This is the nearest I could get. I guess, well, shall we let the person explain? I know Andy knows already. But,
Yes, go on. I blame you for
if we
this.
let
This is
the
the worst one yet.
I'm back with Patrick Robinson from episode 9. What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
So, food's the tricky one. I'm going to answer with drink because I have a very good answer for that. So, back in lockdown, I attempted to brew my own mead. It all went
I see where this is going.
horribly wrong. I'm sure you've heard this a
Yeah.
lot. I've heard this
Yeah.
a lot, I'm sure. A lot of people have attempted to make mead. You think it's very simple. And I think I don't know where I went wrong, but at one stage it was tasting perfect. And then I came back to it probably about a month later, opened it up, and it was the worst thing. Even the smell, I could tell that immediately something had gone wrong. And I don't know if it was some kind of infection. I'm sure Craig will tell me more on this, but it was so unbelievably horrible. It's hard to describe the flavour. Sort of like some leaves, like a sort of. It was a very kind of earthy, bitter.
I reckon a
horrible-
mold, some kind of mold infection. I reckon
mold.
if it's an earthy, yeah,
that kind of earthy taste, like when you taste bread that's gone off, like that kind of like weird, kind of barky, earthy taste. Really, very, very unpleasant. And I went outside, and even throwing it away was a horrible experience. It smelled terrible. Even pouring it down the sink was horrible. And in fact, I had 2 cartons of it, and this happened to both of them independently.
yeah.
I poured one away inside, and then thought, no, it's too bad to pour it away outside. So I poured the rest of it away outside. But I've not ever attempted mead again since then.
So obviously, I didn't give you mouldy mead.
No.
Well, that was nasty.
Patrick, you've got to clean your bottles, mate. Seriously.
Have you heard of disinfectant?
So can't let your dog clean the bottles for you. You know.
You not?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
So this one, it is something that I've bought in a shop. It is genuinely a commercial available mead, and I think it's off.
Yeah.
I think you guys probably agree by the looks of faces.
If it wasn't off, it was wrong.
So, which is why I've put it in a jug. I'm not going to name names. Off camera, obviously. You guys know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
You've seen the bottle.
And you know.
Yeah, and so it's the nearest thing I can get to what Patrick's saying, and I don't think it's probably as bad as what he's saying. But even that was bad enough to go, nope. I don't know. Me and Emma tried it when we first bought it, and instantly it's the same thing. Went, no, I'm not drinking that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Is it like? I was talking to another. Again, I'm not going to name check anyone. I spoke to another mead producer about it. They're familiar with the brand. They think maybe it's like a mousy taste.
Ugh.
Which is like, there are certain reasons that these things can go off.
Oh, good.
So I think this is off in a different way to
mouse.
Patrick's.
Right.
There's like a bitterness to it almost, you know, like crap beer. I don't know. It's
If you ferment low enough, they kind of go bitter anyway. So I don't even think it's that.
yeah.
It's
Maybe
more
that's the
of an
wrong.
off.
Yeah. Dusty, sort of. I don't know.
And it's the only bottle of that I've ever tried. So I don't know if that's their mead in general. I wouldn't waste my money on another one.
After like try everything, I did not expect mead to be the worst one that so far, you know. Back on the beer, I think.
Stick with the beer. That's a good idea.
Just goes to prove a little bit, really, doesn't it? That bad food done right is actually nice, and good food done bad is horrible.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
Can you get a picture of Duane's face on there as well, like, you know, explaining it?
Sure. We can all get them.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
the
like
Bad
anyone
Food
to
Club.
buy that.
Bad Food Club. This is like the initiation, you know.
Well, so on my Instagram and Facebook, the suggestions that people made were worse than the things we've got to eat today, to be honest. Things like pickled sheep's testicles, fermented, I think it was Norwegian trout, supposed to taste like tyres.
That's too close to my worst one.
I always question that. It tastes like tyres. How do you know? Did you just get a tyre?
That was the last episode, you know.
Yeah, I missed that.
You missed
I
that.
mean, I'm pretty glad that some of the more exotic things don't come out, like 1,000-year eggs, for example. They're pretty horrible.
Some gaming friends of mine on Discord were talking about the Icelandic shark, like the with the really high.
Hold that thought, Andy.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I have.
It's like really high in ammonia. And it's like, you know, someone's like, it's
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
God. I'm gonna have
It's
piss
not
shark.
It's
So
not
very quick-
Stroming. No, it's the other one.
Very, very quickly, the other one that someone mentioned was banana on pizza with a pineapple ring in the middle.
Yeah, whatever.
You just to be burnt at the stake. What?
I mean, bananas are pretty rank to begin
I think
with.
that's about it, to be honest.
Wash your mouth out.
I'm going to say, bananas
Bananas are awesome.
quite nice. With custard, especially.
I'm not a fan of bananas.
Dipped in salsa porridge.
What I was saying, burnt at the steak was.
Now, if you change the banana out for a plantain, be all over it.
Pineapple doesn't belong on a pizza.
So where are we going from here?
Nope.
Let's see. I did say I wasn't going to choose, didn't I? So let's go for the end one. It's a bad one, guys.
It's green. I don't like it.
You see, I'm down with this. I hate this stuff.
Oh.
I probably shouldn't have banged that down on the microphone. Sorry, guys.
All the views on
I'll go for the smaller one.
Let me
Oh,
just-
really? Okay, so my food's food. Perfect.
Yeah. Excuse me, you've confused with the Food My Food Eats. The famous Ron sponsor.
Any guesses what it is, guys?
It's celery.
It's rabbit food.
You're good. Wow.
And I think I know who suggested it as well. Actually, I like celery. I must admit, I like celery, especially with peanut butter.
What paper?
When I was a kid, I hated celery, but all my cousins used to eat it with peanut butter, just out of the jar. Like,
They just do it with salt, didn't they? A bit of salt on it.
Never
it tastes slightly salty for some reason. It must have been the way it was washed.
And I know the juice is kind of toxic, and actually photo does something in the sun, it burns you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it must be related to
Hogweed.
Yeah, and giant hogweed. They're all the same family then. Which actually, if you look at the profile of hogweed, it's basically the same as celery. As is.
Angelica's got a very similar. Because I remember where I used to work at Celtic Harmony, there was a herb garden there, and whenever you break the Angelica, you get the celery smell. It was bloody horrible.
But yeah, okay, celery.
No, that's
Celery.
not a fan of that one. Do not like celery.
Now, interestingly, you said, you know who said this,
Yeah.
and I don't think you do.
Oh, really?
So who do you think said this?
I think is going to be Jen, the Dracos Dottir.
Jen's not answered this because it's back in episode 2 when you were on.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Yeah.
you were in the room at the time.
Oh, that is true.
So not only have you not watched your wife's
Or listen.
wife for the purpose of this, not only have you not watched your partner's
He was in the
episode,
room.
but you
He
were
was
in
on
the
the
room at the
episode.
time.
Yeah, but I was too busy eating.
That is fair. That is fair.
I wasn't paying attention.
With Fruit Pig? What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
The worst food I continually hate, and it's pathetic, I do know this, is celery. So I hate eating celery, I hate seeing celery, and it's pathetic, and I have no defence apart from the fact that I hate it. If I see it in a beef stew, even though I can't taste it in the beef stew, it affects how I think about it. I cannot defend that, it is ridiculous. So that's celery.
I love how he phrased that, and you go, "Fruit Pig, I'm with you." You know, it's horrible. It's, but yeah, I love the passion he spoke about that with. You know,
So they make really good real blood black pudding. They're the only company I think, I don't know if it's in the world, definitely in the UK, that do it without the dried stuff.
where are they based?
Well, now you're testing my knowledge. I should know this.
I'll just say online.
They're based in the UK. Somewhere on planet Earth.
One of those.
Yeah, and they make haggises and stuff as well. I can't remember the numbers, but like the amount of haggis they sell yearly in the UK alone is staggering. Like I didn't realise so many people ate haggis.
It's good. My mate Lex calls it improved sausage.
Well, you should check theirs out because it is genuinely good stuff.
No, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. Right then.
I've got a little bit of beer left. I'm wondering whether this is going to have to be like done in one for the next one. I don't know.
Well, you've got 4 left.
4 left.
All right.
Unless you want to revisit any.
Now it's got cold.
Oh, it's got cold. We could try the fried one.
Weirdly, see.
You don't even on cold tripe.
Do you know what? I think we're going to end on a good one.
Okay.
Because I'm doing them in the order that they're put, and they are in a random order.
Oh, curry.
So I phoned up the local takeaway.
Yeah.
I made this afternoon.
What is that?
I couldn't even find a recipe for this, so I've had to look at other similar things and make it up.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it'll be bad or not. It doesn't sound great.
You know that
It looks like
It's like Shrek's swamp.
No, I'm thinking of like the stuff coming out of Linda Blair's mouth in The Exorcist. You know?
Right.
I mean, I've gone for that much, so it's not a huge... Always going for a bigger bit, trying to one-up me.
Always. Well, that's
Okay.
a very farty smell.
It is, isn't it?
Farty, do you think?
A little bit farty, yes.
You're getting farts.
It's one's a aroma of fart, yes.
It's very green.
Yes.
Very
Like
green, very
strong-
farty.
Very farty.
Strong, like spinach,
Broccoli.
broccoli.
Yeah, I'm
Sprout.
getting kind of a broccoli
Probably
sort of thing.
sprout
from it,
on
but-
it.
All right,
maybe.
we've nailed it with the broccoli.
We've got broccoli in it,
So-
okay.
It is broccoli, something.
All right, let's
Cheese.
just go for it, shall we?
Yeah, go. Go on. I don't know. It's sweeter than I thought it was going to be. And I made it.
Not a fan, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Go on, get in there,
I'm
son.
going for more. It's not terrible. Now again, so we're going to have the same problem here, is that I don't know what the original person ate. I don't have that recipe.
It's like broccoli mousse or something.
Broccoli mousse.
Hey!
And tell you what, put a little bit of garlic in that.
That'd be
That's
banging.
really nice.
Yeah. I was thinking more like mash.
It's a broccoli mousse. It's actually, yeah, it's sweeter than I thought it was going to be.
That's, I actually, yeah, that's growing on me.
It's like confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. Questioning everything now.
Yeah.
Or
He's loving it.
you put it on. Tell you what I would do if you get some toast, put it on the toast like you do smashed avocado. That would be amazing.
Good.
Yeah. Maybe some like, or like a
Yeah, you
hot
need
cross
to,
bun, something
need
else
to
that's
paint
sweet,
that.
you know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that. But that
I
is
better write the recipe
Not
down
too bad.
because I made it up. So I'm.
Dude, get it in
It's
there.
in
Get it in the
here,
next
that's
book.
it. It doesn't exist anywhere. I couldn't. Honestly, I googled this. I could not find broccoli mousse.
Damn, is there anything else? What else is in there? Is it just broccoli or?
So it's basically what you do is you make a custard. So you do cream and milk.
Yeah.
You heat them up, and then you drop in egg yolks, and then you heat it slowly to make a custard. I don't know if you've ever made custard.
Once
How you
upon
have
a
some
time.
things. There's a bit of sugar in with the eggs as well, actually, whisked up first. You drop that in, whisk it up, and you have to whisk for like 10 minutes till it goes thick. Then you drop in some gelatin leaf, which obviously thickens it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'd pre-boiled the broccoli, so I put the broccoli into a food processor with all of that, blended it up, and put it in the fridge.
See, I don't like broccoli, but that's you know.
How to get your kids to eat their vegetables.
Yeah. Chuck a bunch of cream and sugar.
I was
in
going to
there.
say.
I probably should have told you who was on at the beginning so that you could guess who was, but we're beyond that now, aren't we? Should we start again, guys?
Repeat.
Heat that tripod.
Get the oyster.
Welcome to the Patreon.
Got my special guest with me, Caroline Nicolai.
Okay.
What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
I don't have good memories of bad food. Wait a minute. Ooh, hang on. Well, that was a kid, so kid taste between modern
That's
taste.
fine. If it's the worst from your memory, what's the worst thing
The
you've ever
worst food I have ever tasted was super 70s style in a posh hotel restaurant for somebody in my family's like 80th birthday or something like that, and there was about that size, that shape on the plate for each guest, bright green, sort of mound, a bit like a jelly,
Yeah.
like a jello shot of something. It was broccoli mousse.
eaten? Ooh.
I want to use the word rank, but that was bad. Oh, because I was a kid, but it wasn't seasoned. It genuinely was the worst broccoli flavor you can imagine and the worst broccoli texture as a mousse on a plate.
So again, how do you make bad food? It's really difficult because I've made something that someone says is the worst.
well.
So, yeah, that's you know, I don't know.
Have you not read any 70s cookbooks where they put absolutely everything in aspect jelly?
Yeah.
Try making some of those. I think you'll find some bad ones.
It's,
But that one was actually quite nice. I'd have that again.
I'll tell you what, she's working here on Monday.
I thought she's here tomorrow.
Oh no, I don't know.
No,
she's-
Sunday.
Maybe Sunday.
She's doing
Yeah.
a pigments course. It's on your website.
I know it is. Yeah.
Oh, Andy, come
I think
on.
I'm going to see her on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
Do you want to keep it?
I was going to say, yeah, say I won't tell her and then just bring it out for at lunchtime.
You could like video it and see whether she says, actually, that's not as bad as I remember, or that's better than the one I had.
I'll send it to you. I'll video it. I'll send it to you, and I'll get to try
I don't know.
it.
I guess it will keep till Monday. It's cream, milk.
Let's stick it
If
in the
it's in
fridge.
the
It'll be
fridge,
fine.
it'll be fine.
Yeah, a couple
Maybe
of
if it
days.
goes off a bit, it will taste more like the one she had when she was a kid.
And again, I mean, she preempted and said this is as a kid. She struggled to find an answer, so you can forgive that.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, there's no way I would have touched that. It was green.
Yeah, exactly.
Sod that. Right then.
Well, that's a sigh of...
Right. So there's 3 left. One of them is fine. The other 2. Steve knows what one of them is. You can probably guess what the other one is. It's had to be double bagged because of the smell.
Oh no!
Someone might have brought it up earlier, Andy.
What was it? Was it fermented?
I mean, if you can smell it through the bag.
Oh god!
It comes through the bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst I smell.
Did anyone watch the video I did in York with Terry, the Science Viking?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay, I won't tell you what happened.
That's a fantastic name, though.
Have you not heard of Terry, the Science?
I've heard of him, but I'm just reiterating that he's
Yeah.
a fantastic name.
He's up in Cumbria and he does a lot of stuff at Warforge, like school visits and things. Yeah, sciencey stuff. Based
got
around
any-
the Vikings.
Have you got any of your beer left? I might have to have. Oh, no, you're not much left. It's,
No,
you
it's
sure?
fine.
I
I've
might
got
need
more,
a
if
bit
do you
more.
want
I
another?
might need a bit more to chase this down. I'm not looking forward to this.
Now, I ate
Thank
this
you.
with Terry. People will have seen that already. I then ate it with Daniel Farrand from the Nordic Mythology podcast.
You keep going back for more. Why?
And not only that, I think we ate it 3 times in that episode. In different, I will have another one. Then it was like he made some butter and a flatbread. So it's like, well, maybe we need to make like a sandwich with. So we did that. And actually, at that point, I'm like, it's fine. If that makes you feel any better.
A little bit.
What I'm
You want it
hearing
with some
is
mousse?
Put it in a sandwich.
I'll dip it in some mousse.
Everything
or
is
some-
better
You see,
in a
I'm-
sandwich.
I'm not really. I'm not
You're gonna
really
like
past
this.
it. Yeah, I think I will.
Because you mentioned whelks, I believe, on the podcast.
The smell of it.
Now
from
that is
here,
what
man.
Terry compared it to whelks.
Right, I think I'll be fine then.
So I think you'll be fine. I'm going to be brave and go for one of the bigger pieces. Oh, there's a really big one over there. Oh, he's going for it too. Oh, he's going for a spoonful.
Oh wow!
Got a one
All
up.
right, I'm not going to be a wuss. I'm going to go for it.
Before you bite this, this cost me about £40 to import from Iceland. So, not cheap. And you need to keep it in your mouth for a while. No straight swallowing, right, guys? Let it
Okay.
build.
All right.
Oh, that's particularly chewy, that bit. It's actually hard. That's different to the one I had before. And now I found the longer I kept it in my mouth, it starts to build a heat like a chili on your tongue.
That's powerful, man.
You can swallow if you like.
No, I'm going to go for the distance.
In fact, the longer I kept it in, it just kind of gets hotter.
Got a peppery on one.
For some
It
reason,
reminds me a lot of blue cheese.
Yeah, like that powerful. Oh,
Still,
shit.
it's like
have you got chewy bits? Like the other bits
Yeah.
I had weren't hard. This has got a hard bit.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
gristle almost.
Yeah.
well, the bits I had just almost melt in your mouth. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I had previously. But this one, I can't even bite it like it.
Okay, so yeah,
It must be like a skin on there or something.
Oh.
I get salt too. Now Terry said it's not salty.
I get a little bit of salt there. That's
To me, it's very salty.
Yes.
It's
I do get a little bit of the ammonia with it too, which isn't exactly pleasant.
as I said, my friends were calling it piss shark. So that's. I've got to say, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting something much worse than that.
I've also had this in Iceland actually, so on top of the ones last week. So
How does it compare?
they say. But they give you a chaser of the Icelandic
They give you
schnapps.
Brennivin to go with it.
Yeah.
I did actually look at see if I could find any Brennivin. And the answer is no, because you have to import it.
That's the problem with this, is the shipping. The actual item itself isn't. I think I paid more for shipping than the actual shark.
And I think the Brennivin that
Any more?
they give you with
I'm
that.
good.
You good?
I'm
You
good.
good? I'm good.
I mean, to be honest, like, go for it just in the knowledge that you're eating like £5 worth of stuff on a spoonful or something.
Yeah, every spoonful is a fiver.
I think the thing with the Brennivin which goes with it though is like it's
almost like it's
50 odd
sticking
percent
up.
proof.
That'll take the sting off it, won't it? You're right though. It's like blue cheese, isn't it? That sort of that feeling behind the nose, isn't it?
I've drank beer and it seems to have almost built it more.
Yeah, I've just noticed that. It was. There are sometimes you realise you've made a mistake.
I mean, it's not something I would pay 40 quid for, but I'm glad I tried it.
I wouldn't again, but you know, needs must. Podcast, blah blah blah. I've got 3 episodes out of this. Come on, guys. There's still some left. I'm here with Lars Marius. What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
I guess it must be haukar, the Icelandic Greenland shark that's dried, fermented and dried. Yeah, that was. I ate it basically because I'd heard about it, and I decided, okay, I have to try it. So after a lot of searching, we found it in a supermarket, like a little plastic box. With these cubes of shark meat, and I took after breakfast I took a toothpick and I ate one, and we have a photo of this because my daughter was standing, just behind me, holding her nose, and she's like, absolutely fantastic shot. But I mean, I hated it. I felt sick all the rest of that day. The first thing I did after I ate that cube was I went and I brushed my teeth 3 times to get rid of the flavor. It was nice. I talked to a guy who had eaten it. He was, I forget where it was. And he said he threw up the first 2 times that he ate it. And then the third time that he ate it was on a bet, and then he actually liked it. So now he eats it once a year, and I have to say, the ammonia and the fermented fish smell and all that stuff is really, really awful. But the texture was really nice. I remember I was thinking about this texture for several days afterwards. That it was well, that was the nice part. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Fish smell.
I don't think I'd buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it was offered to me, I'd eat it, but it's not something I'm going to rush out and buy.
Yeah. I watched this fascinating documentary that's about sort of people living in harsh conditions. I think John Hurt narrated it.
Yeah.
And one of the ones was in the Arctic Circle. And you had this guy from Greenland going out and hunting on the ice with his packs of dogs. And the first thing they did, he had like a little shack on the sled, essentially, they slept in, he and his son. And the first thing they did was they'd go and fish for a big Greenland shark that they'd chop up. They wouldn't eat it themselves. They might take some back, but most of that actually fed to their dogs. So they'd cut up this shark and take it with them, and that would be their dog food for this
It's
entire
actually
hunting.
poisonous until you ferment it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he fed it to the dogs.
Yeah, they might have fermented it on the way, or maybe dogs have a high tolerance.
I think it takes
for
years
I
to
don't know.
ferment.
It does.
I thought it was months. I think it's months, isn't it? But either way, maybe it's not poisonous. to dogs.
7 to 8 months, 7+ months.
Or
And
maybe
it's illegal to catch them now, so they get them from bycatch, and I think there is call now for them to even ban that. So,
oh, wow. So I'm glad I tried it at least before
it
it's
could
impossible.
become impossible to get at some point.
You know, they're all blind. I think they're all they're born being able to see, but they get these.
Well, Icelandic people.
Yes, that's it. Greenland sharks, man. And they get these parasites in their eyes, and they can't. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Whereas
Google.
whereas the Icelandics go blind because of bad Brennivan, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Right then,
Not
guys.
fermenting it long enough. Right. What's
Can't be
next?
worse than the shark.
Did you give it a very funny look there?
And so Steve knows what this is. I've deliberately removed the label. You'll probably work it out, to be honest. But this is one of the things I said I'm not sure about eating tonight. A tin. I don't think I can get the teeth for it.
Well, as long as it's not like Whiskers, it'll be fine.
Oh God, it is, isn't it?
Roast chicken in a tin.
Now, I did email the company involved, and they haven't got back to me yet about whether this is safe for human consumption. So, genuinely, if you go, no.
Oh my God.
If you don't want to,
I'm down.
Then don't. I've checked the ingredients. To be honest, it's like animal derivatives and stuff. Like, I don't think there's anything in there that's bad. I've even Googled it, and it seems to be a more global thing, is that they add vitamin K, which in large quantities is bad for people. But I couldn't see any in any of the food in the shop. Yeah.
My uncle used to eat this stuff just to gross my mum out. Like, he'd be feeding his pets and then just, like, eat something like num num num. And
It doesn't actually look that bad. Yeah? No.
It's the jelly, man. It's the jelly.
The only thing I'll say before we reveal who said it is it was a teaspoonful. So to be fair to the person, I think we will take about a teaspoon.
3 chews?
Oh, 3 chews. Yes. Cat chews?
Cat chews.
This is dog, isn't it? It's dog food. It's dog food.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's dog food. Do you know what? We're not going to mention.
You're bowing out.
Yeah.
He's bowing out.
It's I want to eat dog food.
We're not going to mention the brand name.
All right.
It rhymes with Degree Pum. They're not liable. Yeah, I should probably do it. Cover our asses. They're not liable.
But to be fair, have it with gravy, it's fine.
So
you've had this
experience?
I have had it before, yes.
Quick, knock up some gravy.
Broccoli mousse, anyone?
No.
Meat
No.
and gravy?
No.
We keep talking to put this off, don't we?
We do.
He's done it before.
Yeah.
So there's only me and Andy that haven't done this.
Ah.
Oh, it's got lumps. It's got like gristly bits.
Well,
It's the derivatives.
Yeah, it's your spray, isn't it?
It's more the knowledge. It's more the knowledge of what it is than the actual food, I think.
It actually lacks flavour.
don't.
It lacks flavour.
Poor
It tastes
dogs.
like it smells, but actually it doesn't
See?
taste as much.
This is what you give your pets.
No, to be fair,
Degree Pum.
there are dog foods which taste worse, and actually, the dog's foods which taste worse actually has the tripe in it.
How much dog food have you eaten?
Well, not eaten that one.
So, genuinely took me about 10 minutes in the supermarket thinking, which one are we going to eat? Because I'm going to have to eat this, so I need to pick a good one. And so you got these that are like wild venison, and all the ingredients looked like high quality. I'm like, but that's clearly not the point.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I went for the
Box
slightly-
standard sort of.
something that said derivatives on the tin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's not going to kill you.
I've got some.
Oh well, thanks for telling us that.
I've got some pate at home that I really don't think I'm going to be able to eat now for a while.
So
Yeah, who am I blaming for this? Come on.
I'm back with Daniel Farron. So what's the worst food you've ever eaten?
And you told me that you're putting together something where you're going to have to eat this, so I feel very sorry
Next
for
week.
you. Oh, next week as well.
If I've got time. Depends what it is.
So at college, we did like a charity food thing where me and a friend of mine got put in like a glass box and people could pay for us to eat stuff or like do stuff for the day.
Not sure I like where this is going.
And I was dressed as Scooby-Doo.
Okay, as you do.
Who's a dog. So can you guess what I had to eat?
Dog food?
Mm-hmm.
From a can or biscuit?
Wet dog food from a can. Which is the worst thing I've eaten. I did say you weren't going to like it.
Yeah, we'll delete this one. Nice to meet you.
So it was just like it wasn't a lot, it was like a
Yeah.
little teaspoon and like,
Oh, that's a good answer though.
when I had time to think about it, I was like, I know I've had something, so yeah, enjoy that.
Thanks.
We love I was going to come and listen to your podcast until that.
I snot bubbled.
Right. So 3 bonus.
For a start, Scooby-Doo eats massive sandwiches. I've seen it. He doesn't eat dog food.
So yeah, that's Daniel's
Scooby
contribution to my podcast, and as I say, he was a great sport on the episode, so I'll forgive him. But to be fair, if I suppose we should rank these at the end, but
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
think that was the worst thing we've had tonight.
It's on par for me.
Yeah,
It's on par.
No, definitely 100%. I'd eat any one of those things again.
It's
And
def.
that's not
Yeah.
something I'm going to put into my body ever again.
I was going to say it's not one of the first things you've eaten tonight, is it? Because you didn't eat it.
Well, as I said, I've had it in the past, and I'm not.
No,
I knew exactly what it was as soon as on the spoon.
Am I saying? Actually, you've eaten it before,
yeah,
and you ate it again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That was a different
and he
one.
would.
Yeah.
He has to fight his dog every night.
Want some food.
One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
Genuinely bland, I think.
It was
I'm
bland.
actually,
It was quite bland.
yeah.
And
So sorry,
it was almost
Leatherby, whatever we're calling it.
leathery plum.
You know, dogs have
Pedigree
got
plum.
much more powerful sense of smell than we have, and much sort
They
of more
fucking have
sensitive
to, wouldn't they,
noses.
for that?
Eat that.
I was going to say maybe that tastes amazing to them. You know, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, it's pretty bland. It's...
Again, my dog licks her own ass, so I'm sure dog food tastes.
You do that as well?
Perfect. I try.
I was going to
Her
say.
ass or
Just-
yours?
I can't. Well, no, not.
I hope you get a few ribs removed. You
Yeah, I have
It
tried.
kind of reminds me of, do you guys know Jeffro?
Yeah.
There's an old Jeffro joke about a guy in a pub watching a dog lick his balls, and he sort of turns around and says, "Oh, I wish I could do that." And he says, "If you give him a biscuit, he'll probably let you." Well, that is the worst of them. Gone. Because unless anyone's got a peanut allergy, then you're fine now, guys. I mean, you're over the hump.
Still got some dog food on my spoon.
So yeah, I won't tell you what it is. We'll do the guessing
Guess.
game again. A guess. We'll guess. Ooh, that's actually set.
I was going to say that's set.
I didn't know it was going to do that. I made this myself this afternoon. Look, I'll even take a big bit because there's nothing.
Well,
in it.
you're gonna have to take a big bit to take the marrowbone jelly off the end of your
Yeah.
spoon.
That's what she said.
Interesting.
That's also what she said.
Is there something more sugary than peanut butter in there? Is there something more?
There is
sweet?
peanut butter. There is sugar. There is soy sauce. There is curry powder, and there is coconut milk. It is
satay. Yeah,
sauce.
satay sauce.
Now, the person did specify that it wasn't quite a satay sauce, so this is probably wrong again, but this is the nearest I can do. I mean, it's basically a peanut sauce, is what he said.
A set peanut sauce, which
So
might
as long
be
as you don't have a
nicer.
nut allergy, eat ahead, guys. It's satay. I mean, I've never made satay. This is the first time I've done it, which is what I was saying earlier. Was
That's
one of
good.
the things would go with one of the others is a sinking chicken. Put that on the chicken.
I'm a little bit more on that. Not at all to take the taste of previous things out of my mouth.
I say that's a coincidence. We've ended on a high because.
Thank you.
Well, it's really like fatty though, isn't it? Creamy. Ooh, yeah. That kind
That's
of
good.
neutralises everything.
That's good. That's really good.
Just making sure I haven't missed anything. No, we're good.
Now a dirty bowl with all of it.
Genuinely? Or?
No.
We never know with you.
So what's the hot sauce then?
I brought the hot sauce along just for fun because I like it.
Okay.
And I thought if I'm going to eat chicken and stuff, then
Gonna spice up the dog food with it.
Yeah.
well, people have Tabasco with the oysters, so I almost
Yeah.
thought about putting a bit of hot sauce on there. Yeah, I mean, they're not like a sponsor or anything. Don't think if they want to. They're local to me. That's my favourite of their sauces. I put it on my eggs in the morning.
Nice.
It's not massively hot. It's hot, but it's not their hottest.
Yeah, I mean,
it's quite sweet, gingery. Yeah,
bit of Scotch bonnet in that, maybe.
It's got a bit of heat to it.
You ever been to the local chili festival down here?
Nope.
It's Wimborne or something. Yeah, unfortunately.
It's actually out near Sturminster Newton now.
Okay.
It used to be in Wimborne St Giles, but they moved it out to Sturminster Newton, not too far from where they do the cheese festival.
Nice. And am I right in thinking the chili festival is often on the same weekend as our Viking weekend here?
Yes.
Right, so we'll cut this bit and come to the Viking festival.
Yeah.
Fuck the chili festival. I think there's one in Swindon as well, isn't there? Over sort of more your end.
Yeah, a chili and cheese festival in Bassett.
I've never been, but I would imagine there'll be.
If you get the opportunity to go to the Sturminster Cheese Festival, do so, because it's cheeses from all over the country, and there's like 3 massive marquees full of cheese. And you can help yourself to as much cheese as you like.
Nice.
Go into a cheese coma.
Yes, brilliant.
The best of comas.
Well, that's all of the food, guys. I'm just wondering whether should we finish on something nice?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Ginger or heather?
What are you talking about? You want some more dog food?
Ginger or heather?
Oh.
Ginger, I think.
They're both quite dry.
I like ginger. I like heather, but yeah, I'm thinking ginger.
Yeah, fair enough. If you like, we'll have a little glass, and I can ask you the other 2 questions that I ask on the bonus.
Yeah, sure thing.
And you can all... Anyone for seconds of anything? More dog food?
I'll have some more dog food. Duane!
No!
Bit of salsa porridge? Oh, we were gonna rank them too, right?
We could.
All right, yeah. We could rank them.
Should we do that first then?
Yes.
I can
Because I'm going to forget what's here, right? So we've got
certify that the dog food was indeed ranked.
Yes. Broccoli, chicken, salsa.
We don't have any evidence of the oyster, do we? I don't know,
We have the shells. I'm going to keep the shells. I'm going to use them for my displays in future, rather than eating oysters. We've got some shark. We've got some oyster. We'll put a shell out just as a representation. Is that everything? Oh, mead. Bad mead. We're going to drink good mead. Or should we talk about bad mead? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I don't want anyone to think that the bad mead was mine. This genuinely I bought this. And it's not piss either.
Might as well be.
Is that everything? Don't know how many we had now.
8.
Gotta be
Yeah,
about
I
right.
think that's it, isn't it?
Gotta be about.
Because you've got the moose.
No, 9.
We had 10.
Yeah, I thought we had 10.
We mentioned 10 earlier. What are we missing?
Let me check
What
my
did we
list.
eat all of? What was in the bowl?
We've got the shark broccoli.
Oh, it was celery.
Celery.
Ah, yes, of course. Okay, so we've eaten the celery.
I'll just leave the bowl out, the empty bowl out as
Yeah, that's
evidence.
a representation.
Of celery.
Are we going to do like a group decision on what's the best and then go through to
Yeah,
worst?
I think so.
Yeah,
we can
okay.
vote and rank down, can we?
So what did we enjoy the most?
The satay. Definitely.
Probably the satay.
I can go with that. I'm fine with that. I was going to say chicken.
It was between satay and chicken, but it feels really boring if we say chicken.
So we go that way, yeah, okay.
And then, of course, you've got to have the satay with the chicken.
So it's chicken next.
So chicken is second.
Oysters is a good starter for the satay chicken.
Yeah.
Or pan-fried in a thing.
In a thing?
And a
In a
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
On the
like
where?
a stir-fry thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So should we say oysters third?
moose.
No, I'm-
I'm going to go moose before.
Yeah, I'm going to
oysters.
say moose, actually.
Okay, go moose.
Right, before we end, I'm going to do this because I'm sure no one's going to disagree with me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The dog food's...
All right, we'll get there.
That can go down now. So, oyster.
Oyster. Do you know what? I'm going to agree, and I said I didn't like oysters.
Yeah.
So that's
Those are
actually
good
a
oysters.
big jump.
Those were good. Yeah,
Oh, hang on, no, because we haven't done celery
I
yet.
say celery.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed.
No, I'm gonna put celery way down personally because I hate celery.
Celery was just boring. It's easy mid-pack. I prefer the oyster over the celery.
Yeah, I'd have the oyster over the celery.
Okay, I'll go with the group decision. I'd have probably gone slightly the other way, but they're, borderline.
For me, I'd also put the celery behind the tripe because I really did enjoy the tripe.
Actually, I'm going to put the tripe above the celery personally.
Okay.
I really hate celery.
3-1.
Guess 3-1. Guess win.
And then
don't forget we've got salsa porridge, dog food. I'm assuming for you dog food's worse. That's the only
that is definitely the worst thing here.
I'm going to say, just again, I think it's a mental thing, but I enjoyed the shark more than the dog food personally.
Yeah, but more than the mead.
I'm going to say the mead last because it was the only thing I couldn't physically finish. None of us finished the mead.
No.
That's what I would agree with that completely.
So I think it goes.
Bad meat is worse than dog food. That is
Shark salsa.
Scathing
I'd say
review.
for me, salsa was better than the shark.
Yeah, I'd say salsa was better than the shark.
Yeah, fine. I mean, the salsa, the porridge salsa, I could probably eat again. The
You
shark,
said it's-
I wouldn't.
You said it's
buy
fine
it.
student food, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing I would change from this list is I'd put the tripe further down this end.
Yeah.
I think everything else I can go with. I think the tripe I really struggle to swallow.
So if
I
it was
think-
just a tripe?
do you know what?
maybe.
In fact, I'd probably put the dog food over the tripe.
No, really?
Really?
Because I struggle to swallow the tripe. It's the jelly texture.
But there's got
That was
marrowbone
meaty.
jelly in there, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of meaty as well, and it didn't taste as much. It just, dog food was easier to eat than tripe for me. But if group decision, we're good. So we've got satay chicken, broccoli mousse,
Oysters.
Oysters, tripe, celery, salsa porridge, hakal or fermented shark, dog food from an unknown brand known as Fedigree Bum, and again unknown brand.
Unknown
mead.
brand for mead at last.
Yeah. There you go.
No, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, people might be disappointed because this is going to be the episode titled "The Worst Food Ever," and let's face it, some of it's not that bad.
I mean,
No,
A lot
I mean,
of it.
once you get past the celery, things start getting a bit dicey.
Yes.
Future podcast guests, up your game.
No. But then if they'd known this was coming, maybe they would have thought of something
This
worse.
is true.
You might have also skewed their decision a little bit, but
And that whole thing of putting someone on the spot. Like,
Yeah.
if they'd known, most of them didn't know in advance what was coming. The only one that knew in advance was Dan. And he knew we were going to be eating this week as well.
thanks, Dan.
Cheers, buddy.
So
Wow.
I'm not calling shenanigans on his story, but
Shenanigans.
Wasn't he? We weren't even dressed as Scooby-Doo, mate. So, you know,
we went up Dan.
we're in a long haul, not a glass box.
It's still kind of interesting actually that the hakao comes above the dog food. Because
Yeah,
the
no,
hakao's
for me
the
it
strongest
does.
flavour.
It is the strongest flavour, but the knowledge that it's dog food is still rank.
No, for me, it was like the dog food almost had like a little sandy grain to it.
Oh, it's gritty.
Yeah,
It is very
There's
gritty.
some bones in there.
Yeah.
There's definitely bones.
Yeah,
Definitely some bone meal in there.
There's bones in the chocolate.
That's
no,
what
no,
put me off
no.
that.
You see, bonios would be fine. Bonios are fine. compared
You're a
to the
connoisseur of dog food, aren't you?
What we've discovered
So-
tone is Duane
Yeah.
knows all about dog food. He tries them all before he feeds a dog, and he doesn't own a dog.
No, I did.
I hope you
It
did.
starved.
Now, you currently have a cat, right?
Yeah.
Because your
How's
guess
that
with
food?
this was cat food. So if I'd brought out cat food, would you have eaten it?
I'd have been worse for cat food, I think.
Shall we find out?
I'm not, as I
I
don't do
would've-
fish very well.
To be fair, had it been cat food, I'd probably give it a try. Mainly because I've not eaten the cat one. Actually, no, Tony, we try having cat food.
You know what helped me with the shark? Because I really don't like fish. What helped me with the shark is it doesn't taste like fish. I just don't think it's that fishy.
I mean, I've had people say mackerel, I've had people say whelks, so I'm going to say most people say
No,
it's fishy.
for me,
Well, whelk's not a fish, though, is it?
No, but it's the sea taste.
Yeah,
salty.
You know what? For me, with fish, a lot of its texture I don't like. I think so. And that's just kind of.
But I think that's the same with most food, isn't it? Most food,
Yeah.
it's textures that are the problem. I didn't
Like
mind the
tripe.
taste. Yeah, tripe it tasted fine,
Yeah.
but I couldn't swallow it because of the texture. And I find that with oysters, but I preferred the oysters today.
The oyster was all right.
It moved up
oyster
the
was
list for
fine.
me.
I think the fermented garlic made that.
Yeah, well, it's nearly a year old. It's quite pungent.
Fermented.
It gets stronger. Yeah, it's good stuff. Should we have something nice and have some mead, and I'll ask everyone the last two questions?
Yeah,
I was going to say
let's do it.
3, but we've done one, I guess, already. Although we could return, as I said at the beginning. So we'll go back to the beginning. What's the worst food you've ever eaten? Is it still the same?
No, it's pet food.
Okay.
And you didn't eat that today, so that's interesting.
No.
Opinion changed. All right.
It just reminded you how much.
Yeah, I'd actually had a little bit of a mental block.
Honestly,
Take
for
that
me,
back
it's
to
dog
the
food now.
Yeah. Dog food?
Even over the shark. Like the shark, I was like, oh, but the dog food, I gagged for a moment there, you know.
What did you say before? I've forgotten.
It was locusts.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
locusts.
that was a texture thing. Or fermented fish. But again, like, that is fermented fish that I've just eaten, and that was...
Yeah.
I handled that better than dog food, so...
Steve?
There's not many things I've spit out before. I swallowed the dog food, again, so that's not the worst thing I've ever eaten. I've only ever spit out truffle and that mead. So...
Also, is a tie?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the only two foods I've ever actually spat out. So, yeah, I'm going to say tie on that for me. Either
Guess
or.
you're spitting out reminds me. It's going to sound really lame, but I said I didn't like vegetables as a child. And one time, family friends, we had a roast dinner, and I had what I thought was mashed potatoes. And I ate it, hating vegetables, and I gagged on it, and it was mashed swede. Which isn't that strong a flavour, but because I was so against vegetables and I wasn't expecting it, I was and table full of people, and I'm like trying to swallow this thing, and I couldn't swallow it. So I suppose I should have put that on my list.
Yeah.
Just you saying about like not being able to swallow, that's probably the only time.
So do you... what sounds like a delicacy, really. Do you truffles swimming in skunk meat?
Oh.
Right then, let's have some nice mead.
There is a cup. There's a glass there somewhere.
I haven't tried this for a while. This is aged for quite a while now. I haven't tried it for a while, but the last bottle was good. It smells good.
Thank you.
This is quite dry for a mead. This is more.
Oh, good man.
This is more like a wine. So yeah, because as you guys missed last time round, you didn't get the bonus question, so I thought we may as well cover them now. Although, you know, if you ever return, I know what your worst foods ever are, so...
That's good.
My worst food is a double cheeseburger, definitely, 100%. Oh, can't have that.
Biryani.
Noted. All right, so the next question is, and we'll do the same again, so we'll start with Duane down here. What's the most memorable meal you've ever had?
Chicken and satay on it.
This one?
Well, this is a memorable meal, definitely.
It's an 8-course meal. How many 8-course meals have you had? Come on.
Yeah, to be fair.
Okay. I actually sat down and had a Edwardian banquet. That was the most memorable meal I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it ran for like 8 or 10 courses.
Also, very similar to this.
Just buy some dog food.
Minus the dog food. So, yeah, that was all fancy Edwardian cuisine. It was all very nice. My favorite meal I ever had though was a Brazilian dish called feijoada. It's a meat and black bean stew, and they serve it with lots of rice, slices of oranges, and a ground cassava flour. And oh my God, it's very, very, very nice.
Nice. Yeah. And Andy?
Most memorable meal. This is definitely up there now. This is definitely up there, for better or worse.
It's the weirdest.
It is
meal
definitely
I've
the
ever had.
weirdest.
Started
I
with
think-
the luxury oysters and ended with dog food.
Definitely escalated.
It's repeating on me that dog. Mentally and physically. I think
need
for
more
me, it was probably. So I went to a Tudor banquet once, but it wasn't a Tudor banquet. It was just a normal meal in a Tudor hall. It was nice, but it was kind of disappointing in that sense. But I went to a restaurant called Archipelago, I think, in London for a friend's birthday.
I think I've heard of it.
And it's like they do the weird and wonderful, and so it was a great day, and we went there, and sort of starter, main, and dessert, and there was all sorts of things on offer. For a starter, I had python. I think it was python. It might have been boa. It was a big constrictor anyway.
Interesting.
Yep, sort of cold cut, kind of a hammy, chickeny texture, very.
So uncooked.
Kind of. It was. I think it had been cooked and then cooled, but.
I don't know about cooking snakes. I don't know if you have to cook it or if it's
I
like
don't
stuff
know.
you can
I
eat
don't
raw.
know.
Or...
I'd had a few drinks at that point as well, but I had that, and that
have a bit
was
of a bite to it.
hey. But yeah,
Slivered right down.
Is it slimy?
It is.
Anyway, it was nicer than I thought it would be, but I wouldn't buy it again. I think it was alpaca I had for a main, which was amazing. It's like an even tastier lamb. I mean, essentially, they're kind of lambs with long necks, aren't they? But
don't tell them that.
And the dessert was this ice cream thing with honeycomb with like kind of honey glazed toasted bees on it. It was just so weird. But they did all this sort of stuff, and so we tried different types of fish, zebra, things like that. We got a love bug salad, which was mealworms, crickets, and locusts, which is where I tried locusts. And to finish it off, we all had a shot of absinthe. And you know how you get the worm at the bottom of tequila bottles? This had a snake at the bottom of this absinthe bottle. And it was all stuff like that. It was amazing. And I didn't want to try a lot of it. It looked gross as hell. But like I was the one that worked in outdoor education, so I had a reputation. So I was like, I'll have everything, So I just tried bits of everything. It was memorable. Some of it was really good, like the alpaca, and most of it was horrible. But it was definitely my most memorable meal.
Doesn't have to be good to be memorable.
Yeah.
So, Steve?
I'm probably going to go quite carnivore here. But my most memorable would have to be on my honeymoon. We were in Florence, Italy, and we had a Florentina steak. Something stupid size bit of meat, but it just melted in your mouth. And just the setting of it was in the basement of a wine house. So, there's wine bottles everywhere, and then just good meat, good atmosphere. Good meat.
Ice for a minute there. I thought you was going to break into the M&S advert. This isn't just a steak.
This isn't just any steak. This is the Florentina steak. Sponsored by Italy.
I've just realised that when we did the last thing, I didn't tell you who chose it.
No, you didn't.
No.
It just I didn't.
Yeah, who chose satay as
Who
their...
would
I mean, if you don't take it away from me, it will disappear.
Crack on, son.
Yeah, crack on. It's all good. Anything that I make or bring to a record, if you want to eat it, you eat it. That's like your fee. Where is it? There we go. Right, yeah, so one very last quick, we'll have to load it.
So welcome.
I'm here with the Welsh Viking, Jimmy.
Hello.
Again. What's the worst food you've ever eaten?
So I've got a slightly odd one, I think, because it's a peanut sauce that was made for me when I was in Canada a few years, like about 10 years ago. I went over to Canada.
So not like a satay.
Not like a satay sauce. It was weird. It was like peanuts that had been blended up, and it was like a spiced peanut sauce. So I guess it was like a satay, but it had like other weird flavourings in it.
Just a shit one.
It was shite. It was awful, and I have never been so violently sick after eating something. It was almost instantaneous. Like I ate it all down. I thought, oh, that was all right. Actually, that was okay. Because I don't like peanuts. I don't like the flavour of peanut. I'm not allergic to them.
Yeah.
And almost immediately, I just technically yawned.
Can you get me the recipe? We'll talk after.
You're a
I've
bad
got
man.
I've got an idea.
For an assassination attempt. But it was that. That's the worst thing. Well, or like that's the worst food experience I've had.
Yeah.
Because it went from like, oh, I'm quite looking forward to trying this new experience, and this wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, to awful, violent, projectile vomiting.
All right, so there's one last question that I ask everyone on Patreon.
Yes.
And sorry guys, bad news, you've died.
It's expected. For some iffy food.
That dog food, man, just knocked you in.
This was your final feast.
It was safe.
So you've died, your family and friends are preparing. Can't speak.
Say to yourself.
Let me have some more meat. Good, that's what I'm running. Right, okay, yeah. Right, guys, so bad news, you've all died.
Oh, no.
Your family and friends are preparing your
You can do it, I believe in you.
Oh, no.
3 chews and a swallow.
Really? That's what you want in the grave with you? A barrel of beer and a tin of pedigree chop.
Ooh, that's good meat.
No.
Right, guys, so bad news. You're all giggling. You've all died. And your family and friends are preparing your grave goods. What food and drink do you get to take to the feast in Valhalla?
Well, for me, it's going to be a good beer and a nice steak, something like a picanha.
For me, because I'm high status, I'm going to have a load.
Dog food?
Yeah, dog food, obviously. If my
Dog
dad's
food
left in
is-
charge, probably.
It's actually the most extreme difference, isn't it? We've gone from oysters to dog food.
Right now. There'd definitely be a vindaloo in there, I think. There'd definitely be a vindaloo.
God, stinking out the halls of Valhalla.
You're burying it. It's
I suppose
fine.
you're dead the next day, and then you come
Yeah,
back.
that's
and
it, that's
so
it.
Do you ever
Praise
shit? Do you
Odor.
shit in Valhalla?
That is a good point. That's like a philosophical question, really. That isn't it? It's quite.
Do you shit
We need to get the great minds on that.
Anyone
Ask
out there
matey,
know?
Ask matey from the Norse mythology podcast.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Do you know?
Do you
Do you
shit in Valhalla? I expect a whole episode on
You
this,
might
at
have to
least.
get Matthias on that one. It's very philosophical.
Absolutely. So definitely a vindaloo. My girlfriend makes this amazing French toast with like 101 toppings on it. So maybe that, and probably a decent mead, not that one.
You said decent.
And a bottle of Trooper, I reckon.
Trooper.
See, for me, like, Valhalla's already full of quite some decent stuff. So I'd have to bring the sweet stuff, I think. I'd have to bring a tiramisu.
A tiramisu to Valhalla, I love that.
There's your
Turn
everyone,
it up.
everyone with their fucking kind of like big meat. Anyone some tiramisu? Tiramisu? Anyone?
It's turning up on a budget. You got oven gloves on with like a tray. It's like, I don't know why you don't even cook the thing, but like, it's just funny with oven gloves.
So yeah, definitely a tiramisu because it's one of my favourite desserts.
Little tray covered in foil.
Yeah. And I think a nice white wine, just to throw things off.
Yeah, everyone's
Classy.
bringing mead, aren't
Yeah,
they?
quite classy. Yeah.
Everyone's bringing mead.
Everyone's bringing mead and
An ale.
ale, plenty of stuff to go around. So
But
I'm
a
going to
classy white wine.
bring the odd stuff. I'll be that guy that brings the weird shit and the dog food. That's the side. That's the trick. It's tiramisu.
Stick of celery.
Surprise! It's dog food. Yeah.
I've had another idea for an episode.
Go on.
No, I don't know. Should I reveal it now?
Oh, you could do it. Give us a teaser.
Dog or dog food?
Oh no. This is my last appearance on the When I Like Your podcast.
You remember I used to have a dog? And you remember I said you can't get dog legally in this country? Well, it turns out there's a loophole. So, guys,
My
dog or
dog
dog food?
My dog died of natural causes. And
Yeah, that's very sinister where you just like look at the camera and go, oh, natural causes.
Hey, he said it, not me. If my dog dies of natural causes, I'm coming for him. Oh, right. I think we should leave it there, guys.
Yeah.
Anyone for seconds before we go?
No.
I'll take the moose with me, gonna share it with Caroline.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on again, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.